I'd say I was Irish before I was European at all.
I'd identify myself as Irish way before I'd identify myself as European.
No, I consider myself Irish.
I feel European in the sense that I don't feel that I could only be called Italian, because I've lived in Italy, in Ireland, in France, and I acquired some of the values of each country.
I'm very open to new people, new cultures and learning and integrating with people. But at the heart of it, I'd say I'm just Irish.
I think a lot of things of the culture has spread throughout the EU, you know, just different kind of cultures and that rubbing off on each other.
We've kind of lost our identity kind of in a way to the EU, as in when we go away we're viewed as Europeans, we're not viewed as Irish people.
Yeah, I'd always feel Irish, so yeah, hang on to the identity, yeah.
If you don't have enough money just to go out and to be able to live and have a decent life, that's your concern, is getting by. And then getting into work is the next thing. And also then accessing services like house, somewhere to live. There are a lot of the homeless people currently are young people.
Thankfully, I'm a part of the EU Erasmus programme, the Erasmus Plus programme.
I come from Donegal. You know, it used to take hours and hours to get to Dublin, for example, and now it takes just under 3.
I understand now what the EU do a little bit more. They help students from around the EU all come together, share stories.
Well, because we had to get a bailout from the EU, like it is affecting us where the expenditure is going into the society. Like, so the government need to grow up here and stand up and say we need more funding. There's not enough going into as in Coolock.
Mobility of travelling and you know how easy it is to go from country to country without having to go through all the formalities that we would have had to go through years back.
Certainly there are benefits to being in the EU, but in this day and age I don't see really where it comes down to my life personally to be European.
I think that affected my life very much, and then I also spent 10 months in France as part of an Erasmus program, and that also was thanks to a grant from the European Union. So I can say that the European Union really affected my life, because I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be speaking 4 languages, I wouldn't have traveled so much, and I think that's really an important part of my life and life of any other Italians that have moved as well from Italy.
We have a slightly unusual relationship with the rest of Europe insofar as we are linguistically limited. We speak English, a chunk of the population speaks Irish, and then after that there's very, very few people who speak European language. And that's one of the reasons, one of the big pull factors, bringing people to Canada and Australia and the UK and the US, and we should admit that.
If I could find work here, I'd stay here, but if it's a necessary thing to do, then I would do it, yeah.
I have thought of emigrating, and I was actually thinking to emigrate to Canada.
I think it's because young people would tend to move where they have most possibilities. So my decision to come to Ireland was mostly because of the language and because I was pretty young.
More job opportunities over there for me than there was in the EU. When I was looking for a job, say in Spain, there wasn't really much there for me, from my experience. There was more in the likes of Canada, and they've more attractions to bring you to it than the EU really does.
As I said, with the new investment plan by the European Commission, it's called a Juncker investment plan, that hopefully will also increase jobs and opportunities for people right across the EU. That's part of the hope.
Irish people tend to move, but it's also an Irish tradition, I think. I've heard a lot of Irish people having families in Australia and in the United States and Canada as well, so I think that it's also part of the culture or the tradition in some way.